My assumption is that the countertenors are indeed physically intact human beings.
Yes.
Of course. Is this, it just seems such an unnatural voice to me. Is this a voice that is spotted in someone when they're very young, or is it a voice that anybody who has a good range can cultivate if he so desires?
There are two kinds. There's one kind which is just a baritone singing in falsetto. Anybody can do that. But then there are the rare, very, very high natural male voices. Not everybody can do that. But we've got one of them sitting right there. Why don't you ask him?
Point.
The original Russell Oberlin.
When my voice changed, I was always just a high tenor. And I went to Juilliard and I sang using my high. I was always looking for material that was high, that would show off, you know, the better part of my voice. Could sing some low things too, but it wasn't glorious. And at the time, I didn't even know what a countertenor was. I was just trained and sang as a high tenor, did a lot of things, the Bach, St. John Passion, the Evangelists, and the St. Matthew Passion, things like that. And I enjoyed doing that. And while I was here, you know, I was introduced to some countertenor repertoire. I was a founding member of the New York Pro Musica and simply sang then as a countertenor and did countertenor parts. And then that was it. But I always, my upper part of my voice developed even further by using it when I was doing a lot of singing. And I don't know that that was always the very best thing to do. I sometimes think, well, I might have been better off singing a bit of the low things too, but that's where the money lay at the moment. It was up there, and that's where I did a lot of my singing. But I was always a natural voiced high singer. I wasn't singing in my falsetto voice. That isn't to put down any of the great falsettists who are singing today. They're all wonderful singers.
What was the top note that you could easily produce?
Well, I did it once on a recording, some Handel arias that I happened to record, and I did a cadenza at the end of Ombra Cara, and it was a high F above, it was an interesting story, it's a funny little story, above tenor high C, 4 or 5 notes up there. And I was making a recording of it. I had never sung the aria publicly, but I was going to do a recording of several Handel arias, some oratorio and some opera. And at the end of that, I thought, well, I'll just do a real flashy cadenza, like the singers in those early times were supposed to do. And I came up with this that took me to my very highest note that I felt even reasonably comfortable singing, and the very lowest note. And I thought, wasn't that nice now? And it came out on the record very nice, and I was happy to do it. And every time that I was ever asked to sing a Handel aria anywhere, that's what they wanted. And so you got to be careful what you record, because I had to sing it, and I managed, but it always gave me concern.
Did you ever consider singing the Puritani aria with the high F?
I've heard about it, but I never, when I was singing, I probably never even heard of Puritani. It's interesting, because there are many things that I would have sung now had I been around, you know, and been singing, because there's a lot of high tenor things that would have been very comfortable for me. I regret that, because it was mostly Handel, things that I did. Thank you.